asking me what I got on. They be like, hey, Brandon, what you got on? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. That split. That's that split right there.
In this heart-wrenching story, our attention turns to a 29-year-old mother residing in the Murfreesboro area of Tennessee. The devastating scene unfolded when her 7-year-old son stumbled upon her lifeless body on the bathroom floor with a bag over her head, just minutes after having a heated argument with her husband, a conflict that arose just 2 weeks after she asked for a divorce. This is the story of April Lynn Holt. We're going to get into it, but first be sure to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on updates to this story, trending true crime topics, and so much more. Now let's get into it. April Lynn Holt is a beautiful soul that graced the world on July 6, 1994, in Altamonte Springs, Florida. She was born to Darshan Hicks and Jamie Woods. Despite her Florida roots, April spent the majority of her life in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. There, she completed her high school education at Riverdale High School, graduating in the year 2012. Spring 2012. Spring 2012 would be the year April's first true love would arrive, her baby girl. Despite being a young mother, April didn't let this slow her down. She pressed on, navigating the challenges of motherhood while also excelling in her educational journey. She did well to balance the demands of both roles. 2015. A couple of years would pass before April would rekindle an old flame named Donovan Holt. Not long after, April and Donovan's joy would expand as the couple would soon welcome their son, who April lovingly referred to as her little prince. After a successful first trimester, the decision was made to surprise April's daughter with the news she was going to be a big sister. Word began to spread through family and friend circles, and in an online gender reveal announcement, April would proudly declare, "It's a boy." She was elated that her family was now complete, with her princess and the imminent arrival of a little prince. She could not be happier. October 2015. This month marked the arrival of April's little prince, and she embraced the role of a devoted mother of 2 children, a 4-year-old daughter and a newborn son. Juggling the demands of parenthood, April and Donovan found themselves navigating both the joys and challenges of being young parents. In the months that followed, snapshots of the young, happy family began to surface online. The images portrayed a life filled with smiles, laughter, and playful exchanges, showing the genuine happiness and love that permeated their home. January 2020. 5 years into their relationship, their journey would culminate in the sweet sound of wedding bells. On January 24th, the couple joyfully celebrated the big day, sealing their family ties with the bond of matrimony. In addition to embracing motherhood and a new marriage, April would also venture into entrepreneurship, proudly claiming ownership of Literally Lashes in Nashville.
So I feel like in this next stage of my life, God is going to take me out of my introverted ways. And I don't know how to feel about that because I love being an introvert. I love staying at home. I'm such a homebody. It's ridiculous. If I did not have to leave my house, I don't unless I absolutely have to. So yeah, but I feel like, growth is real, and I can just see with the events that are panning out for this upcoming months and years, like, I'm gonna have to step out of my comfort zone. I just don't know what to think about this, but you know, growing pains. It is what it is. We gotta do it sometimes.
Despite her struggles with social anxiety and introversion, April refused to let these challenges hold her back. Recognizing the significance of a social media presence in today's business landscape, she boldly showcased herself online, spreading positivity and sharing valuable insights about her business.
I just pray and send good energy to anybody who's seeing this. I hope you have an amazing day on purpose. Be intentional and grow just a little bit. Progress over perfection.
Okay, so I just set my phone up right here, and I just realized something. Watch. If I stay here, then I look like a lash angel. It's my halo. If you're here, you know. If you're a lash tech, you get it.
April's influence extended far and wide, reaching over 200,000 followers on TikTok alone. Her platform not only spotlighted her thriving business, but also offered a glimpse into her beautiful family life. Donovan, a self-described father, chef, and digital creator, frequently took center stage, showcasing his culinary talents by crafting mouth-watering meals for April and their family. The family seemed to be very happy, but things aren't always what they seem. July 2023. Beneath the seemingly joyous facade on social media, signs emerged that April and Donovan were navigating a challenging phase. As revealed by April's mother, Jamie, sometime around the week of July 15th, cracks in the marriage widened, prompting April to ask Donovan for a divorce. Their journey had encountered bumps before. They had previously separated for about 3 years, but managed to preserve a strong friendship throughout the separation.
Story time. But I couldn't do it without him because I feel like it's wrong to only put out one side. So, here we go.
Okay, so the story is that we are getting divorced because of our decision. It's my best friend. I still love her to death. Like, we still got a child together. We still gonna be hanging out. I'm probably
All
gonna
the
see
time.
her most days of the week, but at the end of the day, we got shit to do. That's it. You feel me? She has a path to go. I got a path to go, but our paths to pay her live. And we always gonna be next to each other.
Yeah.
And who's to say what's gonna happen in the future? All that we know is right now. Right now, it's the best. I mean, real talk, it's the best decision for both of us. For her to
It
do what
is.
she needs to do,
It
for me to
is.
do what I need to do. So
we can grow and heal and
that's it.
elevate. No hard feelings. This is not a messy divorce or anything like that. We don't do that. This is like I said. Like he said, this is my best friend at the end of the day. He has been before the relationship, before the marriage, before the kid. So nothing's gonna change that. So
And like, look at her, bro. Like, I would never lose this forever. For real. And look,
so we're good, y'all. We're
for
good.
real though, like for real, for
Yeah.
real.
What do you think the secret to our relationship is? Oh no, that's the question. It's
I'm
rolling.
supposed to answer right now.
Yeah.
Being best friends. That came first. If we weren't friends,
You're so out of breath.
I am out of breath. But honestly, if we weren't friends first, it wouldn't have lasted. Like, that's been the base of the whole relationship, the foundation was that we were friends. And so even through the bullshit, we can joke around and maintain that friendship. I mean, it's what kept us through our separation, honestly. So
Yeah.
being friends is important.
He really is like my bestest friend ever.
The bestest.
The best friend I could ever ask for. And I married him.
Despite April initiating the request for a divorce this time, the couple continued to reside together under one roof. July 28, 2023. Summer is in full swing, and the kids are enjoying the freedom of their break from school. But on this fateful morning of July 28th, according to April's mother, the day began like any other for April and her family. Allegedly, April started her day with the usual routine, waking up, enjoying a cup of coffee, and journaling, relishing the tranquility of her morning. She shared hugs and kisses with her 7-year-old son. Then at around 12:59 p.m., Jamie reveals that April sent her a text. "I might not be able to go with you to the Barbie movie today, but I'll meet you at church tomorrow to help you teach in the middle school class." In the past year, April had immersed herself in the teaching ministry at their church, collaborating with her mother. Then, as Jamie recounts, an argument unfolded. The couple retreated to the bathroom, where their dispute escalated into a heated fight. April's son, drawn by the commotion, approached the bathroom, pressing his ear against the door. He heard the intensity of his parents' conflict. To gain a better view of what was going on, he knelt down, peeking beneath the door, observing both their feet. Despite straining to comprehend their words, the boy persisted in listening. Kneeling once again, this time he witnessed his mother lying on the bathroom floor. Allegedly, he hurried to his room, and shortly thereafter, Donovan entered the boy's room. He assisted him in getting dressed for the day, and then ensured he was fed. According to Jamie, Donovan later directed his son to go and check on his mom. The boy opened the bathroom door, only to discover his mother on the shower floor with a bag over her head, not breathing. 911 was immediately called to the home. Upon reaching the hospital, April was diagnosed with no brain function and no blood flow to her brain. Shockingly, April's family wasn't informed about the details of April's discovery, particularly the bag over her head, for over 6 hours. During this period, Donovan allegedly made 2 trips back to their apartment, leaving the purpose of these visits unclear. Jamie would contact April's biological father, who took the first flight from Minnesota to Tennessee to be by his daughter's side. He arrived at the hospital within 4 hours. July 31st, 2023. April was moved to the intensive care unit by the time her father arrived. He stood alongside Jamie and her husband, offering support during this trying time. Amid overwhelming sorrow, the family faced the heart-wrenching choice of removing April from life support. They made a remarkably selfless decision, choosing to donate April's organs. The family acknowledged the painful loss of their daughter, but found solace through this act of generosity and the potential for saving someone else's life. Right after the tragedy, April's 2 beautiful kids went to stay with their grandma, Jamie, and the family started getting things ready for April's farewell. Jamie was getting antsy about how things were going, so she tried reaching out to the Nashville Metro Police, but it seemed like she was hitting a dead end. The police had opened a homicide case, but without the autopsy results, they told the family their hands were tied and that April's case was not their only case. As you can imagine, hearing this hit Jamie hard. It felt like a punch in the gut for a grieving mother. Unhappy with how things were going, Jamie decided to come up with her own plan.
I want to introduce you guys to my daughter. Her name is April Lynn Holt, an amazing mom of a child 7 and 11. Here she is when I come to visit her. This is where she is. I no longer get to go to her house. This is the closest I get to holding her hand. She was found dead on July 28th, and her life was taken from her. I need justice for my baby. I miss her so much. The justice system has an open homicide case, but tells me I'm not their only case, and therefore I'm turning to social media, which I don't know much about, but I need your help to get her story heard. Please help me get justice for my child. No mom should ever have to visit their child like this. I miss her every second. Our mama's gonna get justice.
September 2023. It had been 2 long months since April passed away, and Jamie was still in the dark, not knowing anything more than she did on the awful day of her daughter's passing. At this point, Jamie was feeling totally overwhelmed. Fueled by both grief and a growing feeling of foul play, she decided to do something about it. Despite the suspicious circumstances surrounding April's death, no charges had been filed and nobody had been arrested. So Jamie took to social media. She created a TikTok page and started posting every day, unapologetically pointing the finger squarely at Donovan without holding back.
Good morning. I wanted to come on here today as the mother of April Holt, who was murdered just recently.
Then, out of the blue one day, April's son shows up on TikTok, sharing his own take on what happened that tragic day.
Hi guys. So lately I haven't really been feeling that happy. I've been feeling mad, sad, but mostly I feel like my dad is the one who did everything. I feel like my dad's the one who always made my mom mad or sad or a lot of other emotions, and I know that everyone in my family is sad, mad, and my dad, he's pretty guilty, and my dad does stuff that he's not supposed to, so I feel like I can't really be around him. I don't feel like I can be around him, but who I am with is my grandma, which I call my mom. Say hi, Mom. She's driving.
Sometime around October 9th, a judge intervened to put a stop to the social media campaign, placing Jamie under a gag order. The judge, issuing a stern warning, conveyed that Jamie would risk losing rights to her grandson if she persisted. So then, Jamie got creative with her daily posts. In defiance of the imposed gag order, she has taken to posting daily, symbolically sealing her voice with tape over her mouth as an act of protest. Later on, Jamie had to go to court to figure out custody for April's son. Donovan is the kid's dad. When the hearing finally happened, since there weren't any charges against Donovan, the court decided Jamie and Donovan would share custody. Jamie gets the boy for 4 days, and Donovan gets him for 3 days each week. The pending autopsy for April continues to keep her case open as a potential homicide with the Metro Nashville Police. Until the results are disclosed, mainstream media outlets have refrained from covering the case. Without any media attention until the autopsy results come out, April's mom is not just dealing with a heavy heart, but also feeling like she's on her own in the battle for justice for her daughter. To rally support, she started a Change.org petition, asking people to sign up and join her in pushing the district attorney's office to bring homicide charges in April's case. Meanwhile, April's beautiful children have started Hugs from Heaven, a heartwarming initiative delivering blankets to the homeless and elderly in honor of their mother's memory.
Hey guys, we wanted to say that we wanted to make something called
Hugs from Heaven
in honor of our mom because she loved hugs and blankets. And we want to give them to homeless people, kids in need, and nursing homes. And you can help us by donating a blanket, or you can send us money and we can go get the blankets. We love you guys.
They're only like $5.
They're $5 at Walmart.
Send us 10.
So I wanted to jump in right here. While in the process of editing this video, I happened upon an update. Jamie, April's mother, just received the autopsy results, and I have to say it breaks my heart. So right here, I'm going to let her share with you the information she received.
Good morning, everyone. I know I have this raspy voice. I'm fighting a cold. Me and the kids are fighting a little something. Hopefully it's gone before Thanksgiving. Last Friday, I received the report that I've been waiting for over 3 months. I was extremely upset, extremely angry when I got the report. My daughter's autopsy, April Holt. And so I took the weekend in order to pray over how to give the information to other people. And just after prayer and just after thinking about it, I think the simplest way is to just read to you from the report. And so here's how it goes. And this is the official report, just so you know. I'm not making this up. It tells you that the type of death was suspected. Let me give you a little backdrop. My detective decided to take it upon himself to show up at my daughter's autopsy and give them a backstory of somebody he didn't know anything about, of somebody that he didn't even have the details on this case, because we didn't have all the details on the case until later on. So he took it upon himself to go in there. This is the Nashville Metro Police Department that went in there and told them that the type of death is a suspected. As we go on in her report, they give you 4 points on here. 2 of those points that stand out as a diagnosis is that they first of all did her autopsy after removing her organs, after I gave permission to do an organ donation. They first removed her organs and then they examined them, which I find completely unethical. This is a homicide case, and now you have misconstrued the evidence that could have been what we needed. And so her autopsy was done after they took out her organs, including her lungs and her trachea and things like that were not examined until after they were taken out of her body. Number 4 listed on here, which is highlighted, and just in case you wanted to see, it said that my daughter had minor blunt force trauma of the body. It says that her circumstances of death, it says that, and it says it right here, this is what my detective decided to tell them, is that my daughter, descendant, secured the bag around her head. He gave them this information when there's no proof of that at all, and he decided to go in there and give them this information. When you go back down onto the bottom and it says external examination, which I had no clue that an autopsy has so many details, and so I had to go through here and kind of highlight these points. It says there are multiple petechial hemorrhages that extend across the bilateral cheeks. She had her veins where her blood vessels were red and they were hemorrhaging on her face, which is a sign of smothering or strangulation. And it says right here there are multiple hemorrhages across the bilateral cheeks. And you can look that up yourself. I've sent that to my detective, who I have asked, why is that not taken into account? And so he said he will look into it. Evidence of injury. This is the section on here that says, because I was told, my detective said, well, I didn't see any signs of struggle. So here's where it says there's a puncture wound surrounding her echomyosis within the right fossa. I'm not a medical person, so I'm just a mom. So there are 2 small purple bruises that are on the anterior aspect of her right forearm. There is a puncture wound in the left arm. There's a large purple echomyosis with a 6-centimeter abrasion that extends across the lateral aspect of her left thigh. Multiple small, faint purple contusions are on her lower extremities, on her bilateral lower extremities, showing, first of all, in the first page, it says that she had blunt force trauma. Now we're seeing that she's got bruises all over her body. And then as we go through here, this was just going on about her ribs and her clavicle bone. It says summary of case, and that's the page that I'm on. It says the summary of case, the descendant had a reported past medical history of alcohol and marijuana abuse. The detective decided to make this statement up completely on his own. never given this information, my daughter drank wine. And yes, my daughter would take a half a gummy every day of marijuana. I'm not a mom that denies or even is ashamed of what my children do. If they want to have a glass of wine and they want to take half a gummy, if that's going to help them through life, well, then go for it. But to go into an autopsy and tell them that she has a reported, where is it reported? I would love to see that. Past medical history of alcohol and marijuana abuse. There is nowhere stated in any medical record that she has this. He has made that up himself. Again, that's the Nashville Metro Police Department. And then right here, so this is the really interesting part, where they decided to say law enforcement was not suspicious of any foul play. Yeah. Went into my daughter's autopsy, who has all of these exterior elements, and says they're not even suspicious of any foul play. And then if you go on, there's another page, and it says part of the requested testing was unable to be performed, and that is because they took my daughter's organs out of her body before she had her autopsy, so they couldn't even do all of their testing. So I immediately filed this paper right here. And what this paper says is it is a request for reconsideration of as a manner of death. I have written down here an explanation of how the police have decided to take it upon themselves to tell them what the definition, or what her meaning of her cause of death was. And then here is an explanation of the circumstances that surrounded what happened that day, because they didn't decide to inform the people of the autopsy that she was laying on the ground with her soon-to-be ex-husband in there with her, fighting with her before her death. They didn't decide to tell that she had this bag over her head. They said she put the bag over her head. I've written this little thing that I just wanted to share with you as well, and I got to read it kind of fast because I think I only have 10 minutes. So I just wrote this because I have so many thoughts going through my head right now. And it says, after receiving my daughter's autopsy report last Friday, I was extremely upset. The Nashville Metro Police Department took it upon themselves to paint a predetermined outcome and picture of not only my daughter, but the situation that surrounds my daughter's death. The Nashville Metro Police Department would not send me a copy of her report when it arrived either. I believe this was an attempt for me not to see the details surrounding their report and what they said. The detectives painted a picture of my daughter, whom they do not know, as a drug abuser, a mentally ill young woman who put a bag over her head, bruised up her own body, and the same home as her young son was home. In reality, my daughter, and you can ask as many people as you know that would know her, that she was a peaceful person, an encourager, a listener, loving mother, daughter, sister, niece, granddaughter. She made friends with everyone she met and was currently even helping her close friend get through his brother's. She hugged and kissed her son and was journaling and drinking coffee, texting me, telling me she was going to see me at church the next morning, and then shortly after, she was no longer alive. I've submitted the forms to have the autopsy redone. I meet with the DA and my detective next week, and my detective will not answer me as to why these statements were made. My detective will not answer my questions related to the proof of struggle of her body by blunt force trauma and bruises. My detective will not answer me as to why he told them she put a bag over her head when there is no proof of that statement. I am fully aware that the Nashville Metro Police Department would love for me to shut up and file her case away in the cabinet so that it will never be seen again, like she never existed. I have a gag order. I'm not even supposed to talk about her, but I'm going to make sure that I don't talk about anything that is involving her case around her son. But I will not be quiet about the injustice that is happening right now. I will continue to fight. I will continue to seek a way to change the laws on how detectives should have no say on what the autopsy says. I have one voice, but with all of you, I have a million voices if people could pair up. So please just continue to follow this case. Go to change.org if you haven't and sign the petition. Just put in April Holt. I need your help through this case. And I thank you again for just standing alongside me and her children as we fight against the injustice.
By sharing this video, you can help to spread the word about April's story. If you are inclined to sign the petition, I've provided the link to it in the description box below. There's also information about Hugs from Heaven if you would like to support. April's family deserves answers and justice served. What do you think about this case? Does April's death sound suspicious to you? Let's continue the conversation down in the comments section below. As always, I'll meet you there. Thank you, April, for being an example of love and light. May you rest in eternal peace.